Let's be very real. Visa refusals is a nightmare. And I cannot say that all the 100% people are getting the job. Last intake, our visa success ratio is 100%. We have a strong team available in place. Universities are giving the extensive support. I cannot just end up the course names within 1 or 2 courses.
Studying in UK is like selling your soul to pay tuition. So is that true or false?
There are so many plenty of options where students can actually get a high-class education in an affordable tuition fees.
Should students be worried getting stuck in a bookworm bubble? How does AHS save them from that disaster?
UK government or UK companies are desperately looking for the people to get hired.
Can students actually get a job after all those years of studying, or is it just a dream?
UK is one of the best destinations the student can actually afford.
Welcome to NEXTstopUK, your go-to podcast for everything related to studying abroad. This is Season 1, Level Up 2025. Study abroad goals, where we'll be diving deep into the evolving world of international education. In today's episode, the great education debate, we are tackling a big question. Is UK still the top destination for students? Or are countries like Canada and Australia starting to outshine it? If you've been wondering about studying in UK in 2025, then you are in for a treat. We have got a special guest to shed light on this. Joining us today, Mr. Ramzi, the Regional Director at MH Group AHZ, who's here to explain us why the UK is still the VIP of study destinations. So welcome, sir.
Thank you, Amisha. It's great to be here because UK is always my favorite topic to talk about, and I'm very glad that I have got this opportunity to talk plenty about UK today.
Okay, sir. All right. So let's play a game. If UK, Canada, and Australia were in a competition for best study destination, what would UK's talent show performance look like?
Okay, so if UK is getting a chance to perform in the way you said, like, the talented show,
yes,
definitely UK will be coming with a variety of package, which start with a historic tradition and, which will be combined with the modern technological part as well. Okay, let's picturize this because it's a performance show. Okay, so we are coming up with a big backdrop, which actually start talking about the historical part of Edinburgh, Glasgow, where talking about the greatest leaders, innovators, talented people which actually came up from these sort of backgrounds. Okay, yes. Then this will particularly move into the advanced technology, where we perform about the advanced technology, where we talk about a lot of things about the present situation. So then obviously we will take the show further into the UK's present situation in the market, where we talk about the globally recognized courses available in the UK right now, where generated a huge number of talented people worldwide. Okay, that should start from the STEM category. It can go into business, architecture, arts and everything. So when it comes to the big final, obviously UK will be coming with an exclusive offer which is called the 2 years of graduate work visa, where the students are getting the opportunity to work in the UK and gain some practical experience as well. So here the UK is telling the students that we don't just educate you, we wanted you to contribute to our economy.
All right.
As we comes into the final bow of this particular program, I mean in the performance side, audience will be coming up with the conclusion that okay, UK is one of the country where it's a mix of historical and modern blend. And of course, students are getting a worldwide opportunity in terms of securing a great job after the graduation.
Yes.
So, and also this 2 years of stay back, which I've already mentioned. So overall, UK always will be one of a winning part in terms of this kind of show if they are performing.
Okay, sir. All right. So we know that UK is rich in culture, right? But let's compare it to the laid-back vibe of Australia and the multicultural energy of Canada. So what's the UK bringing to the party?
So again, as we discussed before, if UK is bringing something to the party, that obviously will be this combination of this historical plus the modern blend.
Yes.
So you imagine this, you started your walk in the morning through the historical places like Edinburgh, Glasgow and all, and you in the afternoon you are already reached the places like where you started feeling the vibe of, you know, technology, artificial intelligence, you know, the people who are actually involved in this in the cities like London, Manchester and Birmingham and all. So that's how actually UK has been, you know, completely emerged, you know, in the way. Obviously it's a kind of a blend of historical approaches plus, you know, the modern technology.
Okay.
But that's not all. UK is the ultimate global melting point. Over 9 million people living in the UK, they are from different parts of the world. If I talk about, you know, the South Asian community mostly based in the Birmingham, or in the Afro-Caribbean festival which is happening in London, generally UK is the place for everyone. So this kind of multicultural, you know, environment is benefiting the students a lot as well. You know, the students, they are able to learn more about the international other students, you know, from different part of the world. Professional wise also, it's contributing, I think, hugely for the professional growth of the people as well.
But almost everyone thinks that studying in UK is like selling your soul to pay tuition. So is that true or false?
It's a big false. Because, you know, I can give you a lot of examples, you know, when it comes to the affordability part. Okay, so what's main thing is, if I talk about the masters, you know, of course you know that UK is providing a high class education.
Yes.
But normally the masters in the UK is 1 year. When you compare to the other English speaking countries like Australia, Canada, which is offering a 2 years masters, right? Of course the average tuition fees per year will be almost the same, but still UK, we are only paying for the 1 year. We are completing our masters, wherein you have to spend, you know, 2 years of tuition fees in the other countries. So definitely when we are comparing in that case, UK is still an affordable option for this. And there are so many other, you know, features also the UK is providing in terms of supporting the international students, which comes to the guaranteed scholarship that is there for almost all the universities are offering guaranteed scholarship. There are other scholarship as well, which is offered by the government also. So in any way, if you look into the affordability side of the UK education, there are so many plenty of options where students can actually get a high class education in an affordable tuition fees.
Sir, but people say that UK is all about theory, no real world action. So should students be worried getting stuck in a bookworm bubble?
Actually, the way you asked the previous question, this is also a misconception, to be honest. You know, of course, UK is one of the country which is very much popular in terms of supporting the practical studies. Okay, let's talk about the practical learning. UK is not just focused on exams, you know. Apart from the exams, they also support and promote the students to focus on the practical learning. You know, there are so many, like if I talk about the IT sector, there are so many lab oriented programs, you know, they are offering along with the normal modules. When it comes to the medical side also, you know, it's completely practical oriented learning they are promoting. Normally we say that, you know, the contribution towards the practical to theoretical side is, you know, 80 to 20, where, you know, students are more pushed towards learning practical level of knowledge. And another thing is the industry tie-up. Okay, you know that there are so many programs in the UK right now coming with internship.
Okay.
But the main idea behind this internship is to provide some practical knowledge for the people. So the universities are connected with a lot of industries as well, where they are connecting the students to those industries, and where students are getting an opportunity to work there, maybe during the studies or during the internship period as well. Finally, the post-study work visa, that again they have actually introduced just to support the students to gain some practical level of knowledge. So overall, the main education structure followed by the UK universities are practical oriented. So it's again a misconception, you know, that people are saying like UK is fully focused on theoretical side.
Okay, so what's the number one mistake students make when planning their UK education, and how does AHS save them from that disaster?
When you talk about the number one mistake, it's sometimes student depends on others to make a decision, you know, that we do not normally advise the people, because see, everybody when they approach to study in the UK, they should have their own vision in place. Okay, so some people, what they normally does is that they take opinion from other people, or they just you know, see that what others are studying, maybe their friends or family members in the UK, and you know, they just blindly go and take up that course. But apart from that, as an education consultant, what AHZ support the student is that we properly analyze their profile, and we will make sure what kind of qualification they are already having, and how the future education which they are going to take will support them.
Okay.
Let's say if somebody studied computer science, you know, we will just completely give them a proper detail, you know, where what are the opportunities for them in the UK, what kind of courses they should choose to make sure that they are able to, you know, get something in the future after the graduation. So this is how we normally guide them. So even if somebody come up with a different choice, and if we feel that that particular choice is not going to help the student in the future, we openly try to suggest them that, this is something you need to look into, and we normally advise them that, what are the opportunities if they're taking this particular course.
Visa rejection is a major challenge students face these days. So is that a nightmare or just a part of this game? So how AHZ help the students in this?
Let's be very real. Visa refusals is a nightmare. Think about a student like, spending so much time and effort, money, and finally getting this kind of news will be completely disheartening, okay? But that's not all, there are solutions towards it. So the way you ask, like, how AHZ support the student in terms of this?
Yes.
We completely ensure that, the complete documentation work, whatever is required for the visa process is completely accurate.
Okay.
We have a dedicated team for that as well, in terms of checking the financial, making sure that everything is up to date. The documents they have to submit for the visa is completely up to date. Of course, students do sometimes get interview, and we will ensure that students are completely ready to address this sort of interview as well. So overall, AHZ has a dedicated team which is completely available for the student, just to ensure that they are completely ready to move forward with the visa process, to ensure that visa success is there. Just to add on, last intake, our visa success ratio is 100%.
Wow, that's really amazing.
That's why I'm confidently saying we have a strong team available in place, who can actually guide and support the student properly.
Yeah, I have also seen that a lot of consulting advertisements marketing to 90 to 95% of visa success ratios. And this is the first time I'm hearing that a company got a success ratio of 100%. And that is not a small thing. I believe that there's a lot of hard work behind that. And that to a company that recruits more than 1,000 plus recruitments per year. So let's talk about the courses. What are the courses are on fire in UK right now, and why should students jump on them?
When it comes to the trending courses in the UK, I cannot just end up the course names within one or two courses, okay? It's plenty, and in fact it is increasing every day. Okay. Let's talk about one particular course which is like AI, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, obviously the demand for this particular course is increasing every day, not just within the UK, globally. Similarly, if I come to the other sectors like arts and science, there are so many courses which is becoming very popular in the market, and which is getting attracted to many companies as well. Okay, when again it comes to the business side, still there are so many courses like business analytics, which combined with the technical part, that courses is also having huge demand in the market. Similarly, when again if I come to the financial department, still there are so many courses like fintech, which is actually having high demand in the market. So I cannot forget to talk about renewable energy. Again, it's one of the sector which is really booming in the market now, and there are so many courses offered by the UK universities in this particular sector as well. So you take any sector in the UK, there are so many courses which is offered by the UK universities, which is having a great demand in the market, where student can easily secure a job after the graduation.
Okay, let's talk about the jobs after graduation. Can students actually get a job after all those years of studying, or is it just a dream?
Of course, getting a job is a dream of every student. So I cannot deny that it's just a dream. It's a dream.
Yes.
But getting a job depends on the people as well. If I talk about India, there are so many students graduating from here, and I cannot say that all the 100% people are getting the job. Of course, getting a job depends on several factors. So if I talk about the UK universities, I mentioned before as well, they have a good tie-up with the industries, right? So it's all about how the students are actively taking the support from the university placement officers to secure a job, to see that if there is any opening available. Universities are giving the extensive support. That only because of that they are also offering courses with placement year, internship and all. So if student is going with that one, again they are getting a lot of opportunity to secure a job. UK is also offering 2 years of stay back after the graduation, where that is also one of the greatest platform where students can get a proper job in place and they can gain some experiences. So if they properly utilize the resources which is offered by the UK universities, definitely securing a job is not a tough thing. There is some terms like shortage occupation list, where UK government or UK companies are desperately looking for the people to get hired. Which means that if you are taking those kind of resources in a proper way, we can easily secure the job.
Okay. Sir, as we all know, India and UK share a complex and very long history. So why are so many Indian students still choosing UK for their education despite all the new options like Canada and Australia?
There are so many reasons behind it. Firstly, India and UK is sharing a long-term historical relationship, which is obviously everybody knows. Apart from that, obviously there are so many other reasons as well why students from India choosing UK for their higher studies rather than Canada, Australia and all. One of the main reason which we discussed before is the globally recognized degree. If you study in the UK, wherever you go, you will get that respect, and obviously that will always add a value to your CV. When it comes to the other side as well, tuition fees, which we already discussed as well,
Yes.
that student can actually study or get a high class degree in an affordable tuition fees. When I talk about the duration, students are getting a proper master's degree which is in 1 year, or even if it goes to the graduation, again they are completing the degree in 3 years. Another thing is about the scholarship. UK is recognizing every international students by providing them the scholarship based on their merit or some other factors as well.
Okay.
That's another thing which always attract the people. Another thing is studying in the UK. Students are getting an opportunity to study in the UK by getting a waiver in IELTS, which means that IELTS is not mandatory if in case they are securing, there are some criteria which normally the universities follow. So they are also getting an IELTS waiver eligibility. And finally, of course, one of the best thing is the 2 years of graduate work visa, which is also another highlight why students really wanted to choose UK as a top destination compared to other countries, because they know that after the graduation they are getting a platform to prove themselves or to gain some valuable experiences in different companies in the UK.
While India's education system has come a long way, we still face challenges. So, in terms of job opportunities and salary expectations, do you really think that India is lagging behind when compared to countries like UK?
Indian education system indeed made a remarkable progress. One of the example is the rise of top institutions like IIT, IIM and all. But still, when I talk about the job prospects, there is a notable differences we need to talk about UK and India, right? Because if I talk about India, definitely a huge number of graduate students are coming out every year, but always the supply outweighs the demand. But when it comes to UK, obviously there are so many other factors which I maybe have to discuss. So one of the thing is salary side. A normal graduate who graduated from the UK is earning a minimum salary of 25 lakhs to 35 lakhs per annum.
Yes.
But we're in India, if somebody after graduation secure a job in India, they are earning like 4 to 10 lakhs per annum.
Exactly.
So that's one of the difference. Similarly, when we talk about the job opportunities as well, as I said, there are so many people graduating from India, and sometimes we found that people are struggling to get a job matching the requirement. But when it comes to UK, of course, UK courses are tailored in a way that is actually matching the industry standard. I have told you a lot of examples before as well, that
Yes,
the introduction of artificial intelligence course, fintech. So these sort of courses actually emerged, that university understood that the courses has to be matched with the industry standard. That's the reason these sort of courses came into the picture. So when students are taking such courses in the UK, their profile is in a way that they are already adapted to the new work system. So automatically the company will get attracted to such type of talents.
Okay, you have said that securing a job is easy, but how does AHZ help the students in securing this?
When it comes to AHZ, I have already discussed before that how AHZ normally support the student. When the student approach us, of course, we always give a lot of importance of selecting the right course for the student. We normally give them a detailed counseling. We will explain them what kind of courses is best for their career according to their academic background. Everything will be taken into consideration. So that's one of the very important thing. Choosing the right course is the main thing that will help them to understand how they can easily secure a job. So that's where AHZ always play a vital role. We guide them according to the student background, and we'll make sure that students are getting something right which they can easily get a future.
You have got a cool job as a director. So how did you go from just a guy with big dreams to director?
Well, this journey involved a lot of lesson, hard work and effort. So this position did not happen overnight. One of the main reason I came into this career is because I was a student a few years back who graduated from the UK. So that time I had approached a lot of consultancies to get the right people on board, to support me in terms of my education application process and all. So from that moment, I started getting attracted towards this profession as well. Helping students became one of my priority, because while I was studying also, I started supporting the students who wanted to secure an admission in the UK. So that's how I actually came into this field, and of course now it became a passion where supporting the students and It's good to see that their dreams are getting true, and especially when they get a visa and they enroll to the university, and also when they contact us and say that they have graduated and they got a better job in the UK itself or any other country. It's always making us feel proud that because of us, students are actually securing what actually they dreamt of.
What's the most pressure-filled moment in your career, and how do you handle the weight of it all?
Well, every day comes with new challenges, especially when you try to handle the student as well as the team dynamics. I always try to handle the pressure by making sure that the work is delegated properly, and also making sure that the students are satisfied with our services, and of course taking a deep breath whenever we have the time for that. So that's how I maintain the things.
For anyone who is still sitting on the fence for studying in UK, what would you say to give them that final push?
If you ask me the answer for this question in one line, I would say just go for it. As we already discussed before, UK is one of the best destinations the student can actually offer. It's because of the high class education, endless opportunities, and of course student can actually approach us. AHZ people are there with them. Definitely they will guide you the entire process and making sure that their dream is coming true.
I have seen that a lot of consultancies working with multiple countries, but why AHZ is only focused on UK?
Well, AHZ is actually a 916 in this particular side.
Okay.
Of course, there are so many things behind it. First of all, let's say a student going to the company you said, multiple countries,
Yes.
They go there and, they will just confuse, they'll get confused that, which country they have to choose, because so many options, and, they get confused. Because we have seen a lot of people finally came to us and said that they've been to some other consultancies, and finally they really got confused which country to choose.
Exactly.
AHZ want to always focus on UK because obviously we are the official partner of the UK. We are directly working with 130 plus UK universities. So that's one of the highlight I would like to mention. Still, and it's easy for our counselors to give a proper comprehensive explanation about UK, why people have to choose UK, what kind of university. So when a student is approaching us, they are getting a crystal clear information about the UK, and we are not letting them go confused.
Okay.
Once they attended our counseling, or they visited our office, or they talked to our team member, the moment they leave the offices, they will go with a decision that okay, let's apply here. This is the university I would like to apply. So that's what actually we always wanted to maintain.
So thank you, Ramzi, for your incredible insights. That wraps up today's great education debate. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our podcast. If you're ready to turn your UK dream into reality, then get in touch with AHZ UK University representatives.